Today we are going back to basics here at Shalee's Bakes Cakes. I had a viewer reach out and wanted to see kind of the basic video of how we stack and decorate this cake. Karina Fuentes, this one's for you. I also had another viewer reach out that said they wanted to see a Valentine's inspired cake by one of my favorite TV shows, Friends, He's Her Lobster. So we're gonna make a He's Her Lobster cake inspired by Carista Zamora. Welcome back to Shalee's Bakes Cakes. We're just gonna do a quick rundown of kind of the basics of how we stack and fill our cake and then how we decorate it. So to start out, I have my 6-inch cakes. They're just smaller cakes. They're a lot easier for you if you're gonna practice making cakes. Use a smaller cake. Also, when you're going to stack a cake, make sure it is cold. I always make my cakes a couple of days before, and then I wrap them in your plastic wrap, stick them in the freezer, and then pull them out when you're ready to decorate them. It's so much easier to decorate a cold cake. All right, now for my buttercream. You guys can see right here, everyone always asks how we get air bubbles out of buttercream. Well, really, it's so simple. You just need a wooden spoon, you guys, and we're just gonna beat that buttercream with a wooden spoon. You can kind of hear it when it's ready. I know that's kind of funny, but you just hear it's smooth and nice and those air bubbles are gone. You can see it just kind of smooths right up. We're gonna stack this cake. So you need a cake drum. Any cake drum will do. Stick it down on your turntable, put some buttercream in a piping bag, and just cut a little bit of the end off. Now we're gonna put the first layer right on our cake drum. And we are just gonna squeeze some buttercream out right on top of that. Now you're going to spread that buttercream out with your angled spatula. This is one tool that will be really helpful if you are going to get into cake making. It's an angled spatula, and you can see how easily it just smooths that buttercream. Next, we're gonna put the second layer on, stack it right up, and then we're gonna do the same step again. We're just gonna push that buttercream out, smooth it out with our angled spatula, and put the third layer right on top. Keep that buttercream in that piping bag because you're gonna need it right here. We are gonna push it out, as you can see, right in those creases. Don't be afraid to push a lot of buttercream right into those cracks because that will help so you guys do not get air bubbles in your cake. Now we're just gonna kind of push the buttercream around the rest of the cake. Then we're gonna use our spatula and we're just gonna spread out the buttercream all around our cake. If you need a little bit more buttercream, grab some over there and keep on smoothing this buttercream. This is our crumb coat. This is crucial in making cakes. A lot of people want to skip this step. Don't skip this step because you don't want to have crumbs in your final coat of buttercream, and this is gonna prevent that. After you've smoothed out that buttercream, grab your cake scraper, and then we're going to put it at a 90-degree angle, and we're just gonna start moving that cake scraper across. Don't push too hard. A lot of people really wanna push a lot harder. Just do a nice, soft, right around this cake. Just keep going, and you'll see it's kind of smoothing it out. This is just a crumb coat though, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now that I've smoothed it out, you can see I'm kind of smoothing the top up a little bit. Pull your cake scraper towards you on the top, and it kind of gets those nice smooth edges. All right, now we're gonna pop it in the freezer for 5 minutes. I'm gonna show you guys a little tip today when we're making our final coat, so we don't have to worry about getting those smooth, perfect edges the first time. So we're going to use a textured cake comb. This textured cake comb is kind of my favorite. It's just a little mini scalloped, it's actually called a micro scalloped cake comb. And it's so fun and really a lot simpler than trying to get all those perfectly sharp edges and smooth sides today. So I'm gonna show you guys an easier way to make this cake super, super cute. All right, when we use textured cake combs, I like more buttercream because it's so much easier to get the look you're wanting without having to add tons more buttercream on. So we're gonna fill up that piping bag again with our buttercream, and I'm gonna place my cardboard round right on top. You guys can see, just a cardboard round. And we're gonna set it right on top of our cake because this is gonna help with our sharp edges at the end. You don't have to do this step, however, I just like to so it can give you those nice sharp edges. Now we are just gonna push that buttercream out, hold on to that cake round at the top, and just go all the way around with that buttercream till you get to the bottom. Now we're gonna get our spatula again. We're gonna kind of just smooth out those sides a little bit. And now it's time to get our textured cake comb. And we're just gonna get right here. Remember, kind of a 90-degree angle. Do not push too hard. And we're just gonna start moving that cake comb right across our cake. Just keep going, guys. And you can see the texture start forming, but you can see the little holes in the buttercream it leaves. When that happens, you get more buttercream and you fill it in. That's all you do. Just fill it right in. Don't worry about messing up your lines because they'll come back when you start doing your cake scraper again. This is an easier way to get those cute sides, but not go so crazy about getting them so smooth the first time you're trying a cake. Love the scallop look on your cake. Okay, once we get those beautiful scallops, it's time to put it in the freezer. We need to freeze it for 15 to 20 minutes because our cake round is gonna freeze on top of that cake and we'll be able to slice it off the top. So easy, but we need to freeze it for 15 to 20 minutes. Now that our cake's been frozen, we're gonna bring it out of the freezer, and I have a hot, sharp knife. So I ran the knife under hot water. And now we're just gonna push it right underneath the top of that cake round, and you can see it's just gonna slice off the top. If it's not coming off, that means your cake hasn't been in the freezer long enough. So throw it back in the freezer. Then we're just gonna make the sides up on the top, smooth it out with our cake comb and our angled spatula. Pull it towards you. Remember, when you're going to get the sides and the top, pull it towards you. And then clean it off again, pull it towards you, clean it off, pull it towards you. And there you have it, guys. You just frosted a cake. Now it's time to decorate, my favorite part. We are going to use the HER LOBSTER sprinkles. These sprinkles are from Sprinkle Pop. They're super cute. To make your sprinkles stick onto your cake, I always put my cake on a cookie sheet because if you don't, you're gonna have sprinkles all over your house. Just gonna get a little bit of sprinkles and I'm just gonna push them, as you can see, with my hand right around this cake. And now it's time to add the lobsters. We are gonna just stick our lobsters right on this cute cake. I mean, so cute. So cute. Next, I'm gonna show you an easy way to top off your cake. I'm just using some golden Oreos. Oreos are always a good and fun, easy way to make your cake look so cute. To add Oreos on top of our cake, you can do it two ways. I'm gonna show you this way today because it's an easier technique, so it's a lot more even. A lot of times when you start putting Oreos and then frosting in Oreos, sometimes you don't even it out and then you have to take it off, and nobody wants to do that. We're just gonna start placing our Oreos on top of this cake. And we're gonna place one here and then place one right across from it. Then we'll do one here, right across from that, and then fill in. Now I have my 1M tip, and we're just going to frost right in between these Oreos. And we're just gonna go right in between and go 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, all the way around that cake. And there you have it. So fun and fairly easy to do on top of your cake. Practice those swirls. If you're not ready to do those, practice them on some parchment paper. Just practice those swirls. Remember, it's a 1, 2, and a 3, and lift off. 1, 2, and a 3, and release your pressure. There you go, guys. It's fairly simple, easy cake to create. If it doesn't happen the first few times, make sure to keep practicing. Making cake, decorating cake, it all takes practice. I promise you guys can do this in your kitchen. If you guys want to see a more in-depth technique, or I went through it pretty fast today, just shoot me a message in the comments. And thanks so much for all your suggestions. I hope you guys like this video. Have an awesome day. Make sure and subscribe to my channel, guys.